What's up, guys? It's Chris. Welcome to VHB Engines. So I got multiple things to talk about tonight, multiple things to get off my shiz, and I don't necessarily have a plan on which order to make them. So I guess it doesn't really matter because I can choose what order to upload them in. So I guess I'll just start whichever one. All right, so okay, because this is story time. It's easier for me to tell a story, and then I'll do the other ones later. So story time. VHB Engines turbo kits. Right now, you guys know, and I know that you guys know, and I know that you guys know that I know that you guys know that I do not make turbo kits. I do not build turbo kits. I mean, in my house, I don't fucking put on a welding mask and fabricate things, and I don't manufacture turbos on a press or whatnot. But can VHB Engines still provide turbo kits? And I was asked that question the other day, as a matter of fact. And I'm pretty sure it was by somebody who hasn't seen the channel. It was recommended to somebody who hadn't seen the channel by somebody who had, and told them to talk to me through Instagram. Now, the great thing when people find me on their own is they usually find me through YouTube first. So, and I would also assume that most people, not all, but most people tend to watch videos for a while to get an understanding of what I'm talking about or whatnot, and then come to me. But because this guy was raw and didn't know me really, yeah, I had to explain the situation. And it's a balance between, do I want to take the chance and waste my fucking time with this guy, risk versus reward type deal? Because like I say all the time, guys, time is money. So this is for you guys who like to say, like, you know, you want to see the process of building a company, building a business or whatnot. This is shit that I'm dealing with, right? So this is something that's been on my mind a lot recently. And this is the reason why I took this as an opportunity to just give a feel out, because I figured I can take this to the point where I can do the initial stuff, and then if I feel like it's not going to go anywhere, then I'll just cut off conversation, right? So I was like, he's want to know, he's like, and his almost exact quote was, "Hey, can you get me a turbo kit? Can you buy one for me?" Right? And I was like, and I hesitated on the line because it's, you know, it's kind of obvious for you guys who know me, but not obvious, I guess, for a stranger, that Chris doesn't have a fucking warehouse with turbo stuff in it. I can't just go to my fucking special building and be like, oh, you know, here's all the parts and that's a turbo kit. So I'm like, but, you know, the keywords is, can you buy me one? Yes, I can. Now, also for you longtime listeners know that I like to hodgepodge my turbo kits together. Now, I buy brand new parts for certain items, but the rest I get used random places on the market, right? That's how I piece together a turbo kit, because these prefab turbo kits, $650, $700, I don't want to spend that kind of money. And so he's asking me, and he says he's got a $2,500 budget to $25,000 to $3,000 budget. Now, I'm thinking that's a lot, you know, but it's not really. It is and it isn't. It is if you're going to go the cheap route. It's not if you're going to go the high dollar route, right? Obviously, high dollar. But I figured, let me see if I can do this, because if I can do this now with him, then that'll set up a precedence for me to do this again and do it on a regular basis and provide kits. I want to see how quick I can do it. I want to see if I can do it, and how much time it takes and all that stuff. So surprisingly, it took me a long fucking time. It took me a long time to get all this shit. 2 hours. 2 hours of piecing together, right? Now, all this is through eBay. You know, so this is all through the market of looking at parts that are available through eBay. And it was difficult. And my initial plan was to set out 3 versions of this kit. The super easy on your budget, low dollar amount, a medium level budget, and a all-in, you're spending all the money. So I got the budget kit complete, and then I got a little bit of the mild one done, and I was like, okay, I was, like I said, I was 2 hours into it, I had to tap out. And I figured, well, at this point, let me stop, because I don't know if this is going to pan out any further. Let me talk to the guy the next day, because it was already 2 o'clock in the morning. So, what I found, because my initial thing was, hey, let me look at the prefabbed kits, the pre-made kits, see what they look like. I didn't like it. I didn't like where they looked. A lot of the piping was really generic. And I was like, well, that's a problem. You don't want to buy a $650 turbo kit, you know, that's for your car, some fabrication needed, and have a lot of extra work on the piping, because it was really off, like really off. There's going to be a lot of cutting and, you know, shit involved. And I know that people differ on their levels of abilities and things that they're able to do, comfortable to do, or willing to do. So I'm trying to make this as easy and straightforward as possible. Plus, a certain style of things that I wanted to change up. So I broke it down a different way than, you know, the intercooler also for these kits, for the most part, weren't what I was looking at that I liked. So I was like, all right, let me break it down to the basics and start from there. Now, manifolds, you know, start there and then work my way up to the piping, the intercooler, blow-off valve, wastegate, and such and whatnot. So after a couple hours of looking into it, I was able to piece together a kit for right around the cost of what it would be if you were buying a pre-made kit. Now, that's around $650, like if you're buying a generic one. But this is, even though you might need to do a little bit of work, it won't be near as much. The piping is a little bit more specific, so the chances are that you won't have to do anything. The only cutting I would see from this kit, if you were going to go like this, is depending on whether you want to have your turbo inlet facing the tranny side or facing the AC compressor side, right? So if you have it facing the AC compressor side, which is the way I normally go, then all you have to do is cut that pipe short, you know, which is not a big deal. Just cut that piece off that's extra. Now, the reason why the reason why it's facing the other way towards the transmission side, I've mentioned this before. It's, you know, if you go to big enough size turbo, you have to cut the webbing of the block to make clearance for the turbo. I don't like doing that. It makes the block look ugly, and I'm not running the AC compressor, so I don't need to worry about that. So, yeah. So just turn it the other way. You don't have that problem. You don't have to cut anything. You just cut the aluminum pipe, and that's not a big deal. Easy to do. And that'd be the only cutting you need to do for this kit, the way I came up with it. So then I went back to the next day. I was like, look, man, I spent a couple hours digging around. I got one kit that I can put together for you. It'll be around $750. Now, see, this was the other part that I had to sit and debate on for the longest time. Like, if I do this, how am I going to do it? Like, do I do an upcharge, like a $50 upcharge just for my research time, like getting it all together and to order it, and then order it in pieces, have it show up at this guy's house in separate pieces? Or do I order it to me, clear everything out of the boxes or whatnot, go over and check it out, repackage it, and then send it out as one box? That's the idea. I was like, but then I got to charge shipping again. And I really debated on that, guys. I'm like, this has been the thing for me that has fucked me for a while from like really launching my business, right? Now, this is where I'm going to take a second to sidetrack here. Now, this is a little behind the doors, backdoor secret if you don't already know. I think a lot of the smarter guys are older. You know, you already have an idea of this, what I'm going to say. But like, now I noticed that I started a video saying I don't have a warehouse full of parts, right? Now, that's not so much as important as the fact is I don't make these parts, right? The reason why that's important is when you start looking at other people, right? Now you start looking at other performance shops. The one that I think that we can all think of right now is it's easy to go to is Humble Performance as example, right? Humble Performance's budget K-Series kit, right? If you look at the details of what that kit is, they don't make that. They don't make that kit. It's they buy it from the suppliers, from the original manufacturers, and then they bundle it together and they send it out, just like I just mentioned, right? Now, I'm not saying there's a knock on this. There's the thing is these guys have chosen their parts from wherever they chose them from, and they put them on a car and tuned them multiple times, and they found out that this specific combination makes this power consistently. So it is their kit, because they have gone and picked out the parts and put them together to make this, to have a consistent power level, right? So, but they don't make the turbo. It's precision turbo. It's like precision wastegate, I'm pretty sure, and then blow-off valve and all that shit. And then I think the only thing they actually fabricate, which is recent, is the piping, the intercooler piping. They make it for whatever car you're going to make it for. That's the only thing that they do in-house, I do believe. And again, not a confusion to anybody, because people do tend to get confused. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Just saying that a lot of these guys who have their turbo kits or whatever shit in stock, they're buying it from other places and they're stocking it on their shelves. Now, here's the problem when it comes to me. Now, even if, let's say I make a contact, Precision Turbo or whatever, like, hey, yo, I want to make a turbo kit, I want to get my name on it or whatever. Let me just, what do I need to do? How much is it going to cost me to buy in bulk? Now, you'll get a discount, if you can work out a deal with the company, you will get a discount from the regular public. Whether it be $10, $20, $30, whatever. You can, if you buy in bulk, You get discounted per item, and that's how you make your money back. That's how you make your profit. You buy it wholesale in bulk, or you set a preset, agreement like, hey, I'm going to buy 10. How much you going to give me? How much you going to sell me 10 for? And then you sell them at the regular market value. So whatever Precision sells it for, you can match that price, but you're making a little bit of profit because they're selling it to you for cheaper than what they put on the market for. So even though even with that being there, even with that discount being there, I don't have the money to upfront buy in bulk. So until I have the money to buy in bulk, I will never be able to stockpile parts like that. That is the goal. I want to be a parts hub. I want to be the guy that you go to. So when you're asking me questions like this, like, Chris, build me a turbo kit, I can go to my back room and I can get the parts I need for whatever budget or for whatever power you're trying to make or whatnot like that. That's the goal. But I'm sitting here thinking, like, am I going to let the fact that I can't stock things stop me from proceeding on and making this an option available? How long will it take me to order the parts, get them to me, repackage them, and ship them out? Generally speaking, it takes about a week for me to receive parts. So that gives me enough, a week gives me the time to have everything in my hands, open it up, check everything out, rebox it, send it off as one solid piece, and then it takes you about a week to get it. So turnaround, 2 weeks. Now, I don't think that's a bad wait. I don't think that's a bad wait time. 2 weeks to get your kit, right? And here's the benefits for you guys, some of you guys who are on a little less of the confident side. You can get from me something that you know is going to be more, you don't have to, a lot of the questions I get from a long time was people would DM me links to eBay saying, hey, is this the right part? Hey, is this the right part? So this way you're like, hey, Chris, this is what I want. And then when you wait 2 weeks and you get it, you don't have to ask me. I've already done it for you. And then I can just mark up a little bit of money for the time. So I figured when I talked to the guy again the next day, I quoted him $750. Now, if you're a little bit of a simpleton, you're like, what the fuck, bro? eBay kits go for $650 and you're charging me $750 for the same shit. But it's not. It's not the same shit. First off, I'm taking the time to find all the specific shit, put it all together in one cluster, and then I'm going to be taking the time to repackage it, go out and ship it to you again. So that way you get more of the idea of what you need for yourself. That's what you're getting, right? Now, I'll charge an extra $100 because $50 will be for me as profit. And then I guess another $50 hopefully will cover shipping. So you're paying a little bit more than average, but you're getting that little bit of peace of mind knowing that I've gone over it, and it should be a little bit more specific, or it should be very specific to what you need for your power goals, for your budget, and for the fitment of your car. So I think it's not a bad idea. So with that being said, I am going to move forward in listing on the website a B series and D series turbo kit, maybe K. So yeah. So again, like on the business side of things, a little bit on the inside, like it's one of those things that I really want to get involved in it. But I also believe that if I just focus on selling what I directly have in hand, I'll never make money. I'll never be able to do this. But if I'm able to do this a little bit secondhand, eventually, hopefully I'll get enough orders, or I'll get enough profit to be able to stock this, and I'll cut back on shipping time. And so the same thing with the K series kit. I'm retackling that again to make it. I don't think it should be. I don't think I should market or label it as version 1, version 2, because it's not two different versions. Not yet, at least. It's more like stage 1 and stage 2. Like stage 1 is the bare minimum of a turbo kit, of the K series kit to get in your car, and then stage 2 would be more parts involved. Stage 3, more parts involved, and so on and so forth until you get like a high dollar kit. $1,000+, but it's literally everything you can think of to put on your fucking swap or in your car. So that's eventually was the plans there, but I want to start off small, see how things go, and then expand it from there. So I am going to work on this weekend a K series kit, stage 1, stage 2, and then I'm also going to start, getting ready to set up a D and B series turbo kit. These are super budget. If you want a high dollar kit, I can do that too. But just to give you an idea, Now, of course, and I'm also picking things that what I'm picking is selected for you is not random. There is thought involved. This is all shit that I would either have used myself or would use myself without any kind of hesitation. Now, just because I'm going to use it doesn't mean it would, have the best results in the world. But generally speaking, when I'm talking to you guys, I'm talking about anything under 500 horsepower and below. You can go the cheap route and still make power. Boosted Boys used fucking 2 eBay GT35s and made 1,000 horsepower. All right, so when you're looking at a stage 1 budget turbo kit, you will get a $120 turbo or $130 turbo, something along those lines, as opposed to a precision of that same copy that would be $1,000. So you see how immediately and how drastically the kit price changes from one part. All right. So, and then same thing with the manifolds. You go from looking at like $70 to $50 to $80 for a manifold to $700, $800 for a manifold. Again, drastically changes immediately. So, when I talk about stage 1 and stage 2 for like the budget for the turbo kit, there will be a little bit of key items that I change that will only slightly increase, and then there will be ones that will drastically increase. So I think that at the end of the day, the things I look to the most in the turbo kits or budget wise is the manifold, the wastegate, and the turbo itself. And I guess you could throw in a blow off valve. I'm not as super concerned for that. And the turbo manifold will be its own separate video. It has to be. I need it to be able to stand out to be easier to find when searching for it. But anyway, that's just the business aspect of shipping, receiving, and having parts and being able to order kits from people. I still think that it's just because I can't stock a fucking turbo kit, on a regular for you to just get it immediately, doesn't mean that I can't do it for you guys. And it's just going to take a little longer shipping because I'm not going to ship it out to you piece by piece to your crib. I'm going to get it in hand first. And then that's fluff for my Instagram. That's, I can take pictures. Hey, there's a kit, and I'm sending it out. So I need that. I need to be able to unleash myself a little bit to leaps and bounds. I'm still focusing on the engine side. I very much want to be able to stock pistons and rods. Now, once this coronavirus bullshit passes, I'm hoping that I can still sell some more K24s and more D series. And then if I get to that point, guys, I will be stocking pistons and rods for the D and pistons and rods for the K24. And for the K24 side, I'm going to be focusing on the NA aspect. Now, eventually, if we can find if we can find a desire for turbo, then those pistons will have to be upgraded to forged pistons, because I'm not going to use Nippon Racing pistons for boosted K series, guys. They are saying 650 horsepower, but this is one of those times where I'm just not going to do it. If you want to go over 500 horsepower on the K, then you're going to go all in. You're not going to stop at 6. You're going to want to go 700, 800. So if you want to go above 500 horsepower on a K, you got to go forged pistons, and I will see about having that done. I still want to get Tron pistons with VHB engines on them shits. That's still a focus of mine. But right now, I think it's better for everybody's budget, for the people who can't afford K, to stay NA. And I think the 300 NA oil horsepower is something that a lot of people want. And then I'm going to be moving forward with CNCing the fucking D-Series blocks. As something I want to do this weekend. I'm going to put together Mario's block. I was going to do it tonight, but I am fucking exhausted. So that's going to happen tomorrow. And I'm going to, get ready. I think I'm going to cut my last D-Series and prep the other D-Series blocks I have. And maybe send those out, because I think I might be able to afford that. We'll see, though. But very soon that's going to happen for sure, where I'm going to have pre-notch D-Series ready to go. So all I need to do is order pistons, rods, just like any other build, and get your shit started. So that'll be a lot more cost effective. Instead of paying $500 some down payment for a build for the D series, you guys could pay $440 down to get your D series started if you want to go turbo. All right, guys. So yeah, this video took a lot longer than I thought, but story time, like I said. As far as that guy goes, like after I mentioned that kid, he's like, we went back and forth on what he should buy, and then he started, well, what about this one? What about that one? I was like, nope. There we go. This is why I made the channel, so you go and you can, all these questions that I've covered already. I'm not gonna go back and forth over every single part in the kit. You either want to come to Chris and Chris gets you a kit, or you don't, and you go on. So Either come back to me and say, hey, bro, I'm ready to order, and you trust what I'm going to do, or you go somewhere else and find it yourself. At the end of the day, time is fucking money, guys. And if I see that it's like there's no money involved and we're just talking, I'm not going to do it. Too many people have wasted my time like that. So that's it. I'm going to leave it off with that. And then I got a couple other videos that are coming right after this. And hopefully those are a lot shorter because like I said, I'm fucking tired of shit. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Social media links in the website or in the description down below, as well as Patreon. You can go to Patreon, sign up there for discounts and whatnot. And peace, guys. Thanks for watching.